Welcome into our Week 4 matchup between the Los Angeles Nidokings and the Vancouver Ursarings. We're a little late to the party here as we are getting started, but nonetheless, Los Angeles looking to bounce back. Of course, they still have a nice, decent record and still holding on with 24 points. Vancouver still also looking to bounce back, put themselves back at a 500 record and are sitting at with 15 points. Now, we have a Rotom, Heat, and a Snorlax on the field for Los Angeles. And for the Vancouver Ursarings, they're leading out with a Gardevoir Snorlax combination. Excuse me, for Los Angeles, it is the Sneasler combination. That is my bad. And the Mega Gardevoir is going to come out for Vancouver's side. And Trick will come out for the Rotom, Heat. And they're going to switch items with the Snorlax, and they're gonna obtain a Lumberry. The Dire Claw coming out. It is a one-hit KO for the Los Angeles Nidokings. So the Gardevoir was not able to get anything in there. The Levitate will kick in, and the Earthquake is gonna come out. It's gonna drop the Sneasler down to 24%. Los Angeles, one of the top-ranked teams here in the Victory Road League, and they're Vancouver is gonna send out their Machamp. Of course, Vancouver in the middle of the rankings, coming into Week 4, sitting at 15 points, sitting at 1 and 2, as they look to try to, like I said, get themselves back onto a winning way. Getting themselves back up to 500 and getting as many points as possible in this matchup. The Sneasler will be withdrawn for the Los Angeles Nidokings, and incoming their Pelipper here. And so that Drizzle will kick in. Volt Switch coming on, and they're gonna start getting a little chip damage on to the Snorlax. So Rotom Heat will be withdrawn here. And the Archaludon coming out for Los Angeles. The Earthquake will come in, won't hit this Pelipper, but will hit this Archaludon as well as their very own Machamp. And that Stamina is now going to kick in, +1 defense. Throat Chop onto the Archaludon. And now Archaludon now +2 defense off of that turn. And that Leftovers is going to kick in. These trainers looking to bounce themselves back after Week 3 losses. Of course, only one can come out the winner. And there is a protection on to the Archaludon for Los Angeles' side. And the Tailwind will be set up for Los Angeles by that Pelipper. Snorlax is going to go for an Earthquake. Will not hit this Archaludon. Will not hit the Pelipper due to its ability. And it's gonna hit its very own Machamp, dropping it down below 50%, but luckily has a Citrus Berry. Machamp going for a close combat onto the Archaludon, will not hit, and that Leftovers will kick back in once again. So we now have Tailwind and Rain still set up for 3 more turns. Here in our last matchup here in the Victory Road League for week number 4. The Hurricane coming out for the Pelipper onto the Machamp. Will hit, and it is gone. The Machamp is gone. Another point for Los Angeles here. The Electro Shot getting itself charged up. A +1 now in special attack. Gotta get rid of this Snorlax that is on the field, and they go for it. Dropping it down below 50%. The Snorlax will go for Earthquake. Will not hit this Pelipper, of course, once again. Is going to hit this Archaludon. Does a decent enough of damage, but was +2. Now is +3 in defense. And that Leftovers is going to kick in once again. Vancouver in a little bit of a pickle. They're going to send out their Dragonite now. Los Angeles still without a loss here to any of their Pokemon, excuse me. Los Angeles coming into this week at a 2-1 record, looking to bounce themselves back, become 3-1 here in the league. And there's a Hurricane coming out. It's going to hit on the Dragonite. Does a decent amount of damage, about a fourth. And there is a Dragon Pulse focused in onto the Dragonite, and it is gone. Los Angeles one Pokemon away from picking up a match win. That Snorlax gonna use Earthquake once again. Only gonna hit this Archaludon, knocking it down to 36%, but that defense just keeps climbing up. That is now +4 in a defensive category, making this Archaludon hard to take down. With physical attacking rooms, we have one more turn of Tailwind. We have one more turn of Rain here for Los Angeles' side. That Weather Ball is going to come out. Now all the focus goes to that Snorlax. Down to 11% here. The Electroshock coming out, +3 in special attack. And that should be good enough to knock out this Snorlax and for Los Angeles to pick up the first set here in this best-of-3 matchup. And a critical hit for good measure. Welcome back into our Week 4 matchup between the Los Angeles Nidokings and the Vancouver Ursarings. Los Angeles picking up that first match set, deciding to bring in a different team compared to their Rain team last time, bringing in their Sand team, and Vancouver deciding to bring in the same squad from last match. How did they decide to navigate this, and how can they take themselves to a third set? And we are underway. Los Angeles getting a clean 4-0 sweep, plus getting that match point, putting them at +5 points in this matchup already. For Vancouver, they're going to send out Politoed and Absol. And here comes Tyranitar and a Lycanroc. So that Sandstream, that Sandstorm is going to kick in. No Drizzle ability for the Politoed. So we have 5 turns of Sand. The Lycanroc is now on the field. How do these trainers decide to navigate this? Los Angeles looking to go for a sweep in what we would consider an ultra sweep if they are able to not lose any Mons and get a clean 4-0. Lycanroc will be withdrawn here for Los Angeles, and incoming the Garchomp. Protection will come out for the Tyranitar. Politoed going for a Hydro Pump, was going for the Tyranitar, will not hit due to that protection, and the Mega Horn, so it was a double in onto the Tyranitar, and now we have some chip damage coming from that Sandstorm. Politoed will get it right back though due to its leftovers. And we still have 4 more turns of Sand remaining here. These trainers deciding what it is their next move as they look to get this match set. Of course, Vancouver in more desperation mode as they try to get this to an extension of Game 3. Los Angeles wanting to go for the kill right away here. They are our last matchup of Week 4 here as we are in the first month. We are almost through the first month of the Victory Road League. That Tyranitar is going to Mega Evolve into Mega Tyranitar now. So hitting stronger with that Sand up. And the substitution is going to come out for the Garchomp. An interesting choice indeed. Politoed going for an Ice Beam. Will avoid the attack is the Garchomp. Mega Horn coming out for the Tyranitar, and it drops it down below 50% of health here. And Curse is going to come out for the Tyranitar. So a -1 in speed, +1 in attack and defense. And of course, buffed damage, chipped damage Politoed will be able to eat that back up with a leftovers. Absol now down to 88% after 2 turns of chip damage on itself due to this sand being up. A very, very interesting choice here. Going for Curse on the Tyranitar. Of course, Garchomp with the substitute that is up and on the field. How does Los Angeles navigate this very moment right now? And the protection will come out for the Tyranitar for Los Angeles. Earthquake will come out. The protection on the Tyranitar. A good call here. Will hit the Politoed. Will hit the Absol. Absol down to 23%. Politoed down to 36%. Politoed was going for an Encore onto the Tyranitar. And of course that Mega Horn was coming for the Tyranitar as well. And the buffed chipped damage. Absol down to 18%. Of course, Politoed will refuel, getting itself up back to 36% due to that leftovers. How does Los Angeles navigate this very moment here? The pendulum just keeps swinging between these two. They're going to withdraw that Tyranitar, and they're going to send out their Sinistcha. A very, very good choice. Gonna put the Garchomp back up to 100% health here. Going for a Dragon Claw onto the Absol, and there is another point for Los Angeles. Politoed going for an Ice Beam. It's gonna hit that substitute. Will probably take that substitute away. And there it is. The substitute will fade. The Sandstorm will continue to hit everybody on this field but this Garchomp. We still have one more turn of the sand up. And here comes a Dragonite for the Vancouver sidelines. Does this Dragonite decide to Mega Evolve? Does, of course, the Mega Evolution for Los Angeles being that Tyranitar. They're going to substitute once again on the Garchomp. A very, very interesting choice. Dragonite going for a Fire Blast onto the Sinistcha. It's down to 12%. That Citrus Berry is going to kick back in though, bumping it back up to 37. The Ice Beam coming out, going for that substitution once again. So it should knock it down and knock it away. And the Matcha Gotcha coming out for the Sinistcha on Los Angeles. It's good enough to knock out the Politoed. And another point. And a burn will hit that Dragonite. Sinistcha will go back up by 2% in health. And there is a 56% due to that Dragonite. The Sandstorm will subside, but you still have some burn damage now onto the Dragonite. Vancouver down to just this Snorlax Dragonite duo. How does Vancouver put this back into the palm of their hands? Los Angeles going for a clean 10-0 sweep. They're going to withdraw the Sinistcha. And incoming that Mega Tyranitar, which is going to reset up that sand. The substitution coming back in for Garchomp. Dragonite going for an Ice Beam onto the substituted Garchomp, which should fade it away. Snorlax going for Yawn onto the Mega Tyranitar. And there is the Sandstorm damage onto the Snorlax and Dragonite, and now, of course, burns. So you now have double, just little chips of damage onto the Dragonite now every turn for at least the next 4 turns due to the sand being up. Of course, Los Angeles is still in a decent place. They have their Lycanroc, they have their Sinistcha in the background. And the Mega Tyranitar gonna go for a protection here. And the Dragon Claw coming out. It is good enough to knock out this Dragonite. All that stands Los Angeles from getting another win here is this Snorlax. The Snorlax is going to miss, but the Tyranitar is going to go to sleep. That Body Slam not able to hit this Garchomp that's on the field. Garchomp will be withdrawn here. They're going to send out their Lycanroc now. And of course, Tyranitar still fast asleep. Body Slam coming out onto the Lycanroc. Does a decent enough amount of damage, knocking it down to 66%. But the Paralyzation does kick in. And that Sandstorm is going to just keep chipping away at the Snorlax, which benefits Los Angeles in such a huge way here. Los Angeles just one Pokemon away. They are going to withdraw this Tyranitar, excuse me, and they're going to send out the Sinistcha, which is going to have that Hospitality. Lycanroc going for a Howl, boosting the attack of Sinistcha. Body Slam coming back out for the Snorlax, knocking it down to 56% of its health. And that Sandstorm damage will hit the Sinistcha as well as this Snorlax, excuse me. One more turn of Snorlax here. Or, excuse me, one more turn of Sandstorm here. Getting my S's mixed up. The Howl coming out once again. So a boosted +2 attack for this Sinistcha and Lycanroc. The Life Dew coming out. So it's going to heal up, putting it back to 75%, 82%. Earthquake coming out. Will hit both of these Pokemon, and it is good. A point for Vancouver. They're going to knock out this Lycanroc, but Sinistcha still at +2 attack due to that Howl. The Sandstorm is going to subside here. So Vancouver at least going to be walking out of this matchup with a point at least. And that Sandstorm coming right back up due to the Tyranitar coming out. What does this Sinistcha decide to do? Can this Tyranitar wake up here? Life Dew coming back out to heal not only itself, but also this Tyranitar. And Tyranitar still deciding to just stay asleep. Earthquake coming out. Does a decent amount onto the Tyranitar. Of course, it's super effective. And that Sandstorm chip damage is just going to keep eating at Snorlax. Snorlax down to 70% of its health. Of course, you have this Tyranitar down to 45%. Sinistcha going for 78%. And the Tyranitar is going to wake up. It's going to use knockoff. And it is good. Los Angeles winners here. Only dropping a singular point. They put themselves up to 34 points. And they will walk into the bye week at 3-1. Welcome in, guys. We have Nano, coach of the Los Angeles Nidokings. What a great way to bounce back and get the win. So congratulations on that. Right away, I'm going to ask you, MVP. My vote is your Garchomp, especially in that second match. That first match was really good, but that second match, that Garchomp put in a lot of the work, especially with that substitution, and just really, I feel like, rage baiting Vancouver.
Yeah, that like the whole point with the Garchomp was mostly just to stall out, just so I can have more time to figure out a plan just to kill his Pokemon and keep niggas alive.
Okay, very smart, very smart. What was your mindset going into this matchup against Vancouver? Did you study them at all? Like, what was the game plan? I guess I'm asking.
I studied them a bit and realized they don't run protect, so I just knew I was going to be safe when using my moves for damage.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
You head into the bye week now sitting at 3-1, 34 total points. So you're still keeping up top pace with some of the top teams in the Victory Road League. All right, what is your plan going into this bye week? Just rest and relax, or are you going to get yourself prepared for your Week 6 matchup against the New York Crooks?
A little mix of both. While I'm relaxing, I'm gonna try and study the teams and whatnot because I have to like know how to be able to counter for certain situations and just so I can have a little bit more confidence when facing them.
For sure. Well, nonetheless, just got to say congratulations. You're proving doubters wrong. I feel like you're proving yourself wrong just a little bit based off the conversations we've had in private. So, yeah, congratulations on the win, and we look forward to seeing you in Week 6 against New York.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
For sure. Alrighty, folks, that was Coach Nano of the Los Angeles Nidokings. They will be going and having the Week 5 bye, so they will be the only team not to play. And, of course, Vancouver will look to bounce itself back against Pittsburgh.